predicaments. Lots and lots of fucking knock myself out there. The predicaments are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Not only are we dropping points, the players, they're dropping like flies. Plenty of players are going to likely miss, or at least miss the beginning of our game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and it's going to be tough. It really is. Despite having won 6-2 against them at the Molineux earlier this season, we're going to be missing a lot of those players that were involved, and I would be surprised if one person in particular was involved, who obviously played a very pivotal part in that win earlier this season. Before we begin, please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Please do subscribe to this channel here, youtube.com/@HarryDoes100. That will be live in just over a week today, or a week tomorrow. It will be a week tomorrow. No, it'll be a week today. The 26th of January, where, the closer to the time, we will discuss what the actual channel is about. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, it's Enter. Is it Ends o'clock? Press conference yesterday, or on Friday, actually. He was discussing the absence of several players, including none other than Mr. Cole Palmer. I think Lavia's out. I think that Enzo Fernandez is also a massive doubt. Everton are beating Tottenham 3-0. As I record this, Brighton are beating Manchester United 2-1. What is going on in this game? So it's Chelsea's Cole Palmer, Levi Colwill, Enzo Fernandez, and Romeo Lavia all missed training on Friday, and our doubts, Benoit Badiashile, Wesley Fofana, remain on the sidelines. So it is a very, very strange lineup that we were going to come up with for this game. Obviously, looking at the table, Wolves in 17th place. It's not necessarily as clear-cut as you would expect, as it once was at the beginning of the season, in the first 15 games or so, 6 games after having played Everton, who are also in 16th place. We could potentially... Did we... let me just check. Because it's all a bit all over the place at the moment, isn't it? It really is. Rather... a bit of a mess, both with the players, mentally, and also in terms of fitness is obviously an issue. Cole Palmer, his little knock that he got in the game against Bournemouth the other day has played a massive role there. I wouldn't be surprised if because we're playing Manchester City on Saturday, that Cole Palmer misses this game in hopes that he is fit enough to play a monumental game, both for him and for the club, on the 25th of January. In terms of lineup, shall we get into things? Because I feel like that is the biggest thing. Sanchez in goal. I think he's pretty much the only certainty, the dead certainty in this game, alongside Moises Caicedo in midfield. Other than that, it's a little bit of a toss-up. Well, actually, no. I'm going to go Jackson up top. I'm going to go Sancho on the left. I know that Madueke scored a hat-trick earlier this season against Wolves, but it does... I'd be surprised after the performance he put in against Bournemouth if he was going to actually start. And Neto surely is fit and ready to play. It would be obviously a massive game for him as well. Elsewhere, it is a bit of a toss-up. I am going to go with James on the right. I do think Gusto would also be a good addition, but I do think James... It's a weird one, isn't it? Because, we're fighting all these injuries at the moment, and then the most injury-prone player that we have, do we play him? Do we bother? You know, you would argue yes and just go with the flow, but I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Gusto starts over James. In the middle, the whole Colwill thing's news to me. So I'm guessing. I mean, we've got this guy's back now. I'm standing at the bar. We TREVOH CHALOBAH. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy that he is, but I'm also sad for him that he is, because goodness me, this does not look like the face of a man who's happy to be back. Do you know what I'm saying? So fingers crossed he has an absolute blinder against Wolves, because I think, again, he's one of our more likely players to start in this game. I'm teetering between, right, Vega. We've got Cucurella, obviously, that could play on the left, but then so could Vega. Vega can also play in centre mid. Oh, I just don't know. We are so lacking in central midfield players, because there's no Lavia, there's no Enzo Fernandez, there's no Dewsbury Hall. There's, we could play Chukwuemeka, we could play Cassidy, but are we going to? It's very unlikely. In fact, I'm not going to go for Vega. I think Vega will. I don't know, because he's linked with moves away. I know so is Carney, but I'm going to go with Carney in the middle. Because truth be told, I'd completely forgotten about him when I was doing the prepping for this. But I think it's a big game for him. I think it would be stupid not to include him. I think he'd be ready. I don't know what his fitness status is like at the moment, but I'd be more than happy to see him play in a game such as this. Now, in the middle, is it Joao Felix? Is it Christopher Nkunku? Is it... I mean, that's pretty much it. Is Guiu going to play? I don't know. I think Nkunku is more so linked with a move more than Felix. I know Felix is also linked with a move. But I think this is it. It's an absolute state, I'm feeling like I've missed the point on one of these. I'd argue Madueke may have a shout to start. I mean, he started the last game, so why wouldn't he start this? But then, again, the performance wasn't amazing. And I've seen a lot of people criticising him for that. So, why not play Neto? Big game for him, as I said. I'm going to stick with Neto. And I think that's my lineup. I mean, these two could probably play on either side. Chalobah's more than... It's crazy to say that Chalobah is one of the more experienced players in this team. He's the longest... He's the oldest player there in terms of time played at Chelsea. Or is it? I think that might be James. I could be wrong. I'm talking out my arse. Either way, that's the starting 11 I'm going with. Unless I have grossly misspoken and missed someone out. Achimpong, don't want to see him start personally. No offense to him, but I want us to fucking win. And that's not saying, that we're not going to win if we play Achimpong. It's just we need some... I think this is the reason we brought back Chalobah, because he has that sort of experience that Achimpong does not have yet. Obviously, an absolute, an amazing talent that we have coming through the ranks, but I don't want to see us pressure him too much too soon. Elsewhere, I'm just hoping it's a game that doesn't include VAR. It's a game that we can go 1-0 up and hold on to score 2 goals at least, please, because we know we can't hold on to a 1-0 lead to save our fucking lives. But with that said, predictions-wise for this game, just looking at their records, and it's very similar to ours, once again. Premier League away form, they have... Jesus Christ. That's not Premier League, that's FA Cup. Premier League form, absolutely abysmal. They won 3-0 against Leicester not long ago, drew to Tottenham, lost to Newcastle, lost to West Ham, lost to Everton, beat Fulham, drew to Forest and Brighton, lost to Villa and Brentford. It's a mess. it's a mess. At home for Chelsea, Premier League form at home hasn't been great. A loss to Fulham and a draw to Bournemouth in our last two. It's so hard to call. It really is so very hard to call. But I do think this will potentially be one of the turning points in our season for the better. Despite all of our issues that we have at the moment, I think a Chelsea win here is more so on the cards. I hate to predict that Chelsea are going to win when we play the way we are at the moment. Before, in the first 15 games, I was predicting wins left, right and centre, especially towards the end of that run. But we've dropped off a cliff, and it's hard to decipher whether or not we're actually gonna find our way out of the rubble, so to speak. But we brought back TREVOH Chalobah. Will he play a pivotal role in this game? His first, hopefully, for Chelsea this season in the Premier League. Let me know your predictions in the comments down below. With that said, my name is Harry, out the Chelsea, and peace.